Good morning, fourth graders. We're back with another math lesson. Today is Unit 8, Lesson 31. We're going to add fractions together today, but we're going to add those mixed numbers together. So yesterday we kind of looked at a mixed number plus a fraction. Today we're going to look at taking two mixed numbers and adding them together. So let's just jump in and get started. So if I have 2 1/8 plus 1 5/8. I want to stop myself first and I just want to question the problem. One, is it really two mixed numbers? Let's review what that is. A whole number and a fractional part? Check. A whole number and a fractional part? Check. So I'm adding two mixed numbers. Very good. The other thing I want to check just really quick to make sure that I am able to add these is, are the denominators the same? Because if the denominators are not the same, we may need to just take a quick pause break and think about, I don't know that the problem is asking me to add. It might be asking me to estimate. So yes, this is correct. We do have two mixed numbers. Our denominators are both the same as 8. So we are working with eighths. Very good. So let's go ahead and add these two numbers, these two mixed numbers together. So here's how we would do that. I love doing things with pictures and with arrows and things like that. And sometimes with fractions, we can just get really lost with that. So I'm going to try to just use words to explain this. And if that doesn't help you, please let your homeroom teacher know. She can kind of maybe explain it to you with drawing in some arrows and things like that, but that might look a little messy in the video. So I'm going to do my best with just oral directions. Okay. So in adding a mixed number, the first thing I want to do is I want to look at the two whole numbers. So identify those two whole numbers. I think what I am going to do is I'm going to block those out in green. Maybe that'll help. So here's my two whole numbers, okay? So now that I have identified my two whole numbers, I want to go ahead and add those together. So what is 2 plus 1? 3, very good. So that's 3 wholes. Awesome, good job. Okay, the second part I want to do is I want to identify my two fractional parts. So I'm going to block those off in this pinkish red color here. So I have 1/8 and 5/8. Now I want to add those two pieces together. What is 1/8 plus 5/8? Yeah, 6/8. Very good. And that's it. You've accomplished it. You've done this, okay? 2 1/8 plus 1 5/8 is equal to 3 6/8. Again, what we did was we took our two whole numbers and added those together first, and then our two fractional pieces and added those together second to get another mixed number. Okay, let's look at a different one. What if we had, my marker, 2 3/4 plus 3 1/4. So we'll do the same thing here. I'm going to block out those whole numbers first in this green color here. So I'm just looking at my whole numbers first. What is 2 plus 3? 5. Very good. Okay. Now I want to take my time and look at those fractional parts. I'm going to block those out. 3/4 and 1/4. What is 3/4 plus 1/4? Yeah, 4/4. Very good. So 2 3/4 plus 3 1/4 equals 5 4/4. Oh, wait a second. What do we know about 4/4? That's equal to 1 whole. Very good. So this is actually equal to 6 wholes, the whole number of 6. So that will be your first piece of the lesson here on your problem set. You can see this did 3 1/3 plus 2 2/3 is equal to 5, and then 3 3/3, so a total of 6. Very good. Let's reset the board, and we're going to try one more problem. All right, guys, I've reset the board for our next problem. Right here, I have 2 5/8 plus 3 5/8. So I'm going to go through the same steps. I'm going to take my green marker and I'm going to block out the ones, or those whole numbers. So my two whole numbers are 2 and 3. If I add those together, what is 2 plus 3? 5. Very good. So I've got my whole numbers down. Awesome job. Now I'm going to look at those fractional part pieces. So I have 5/8 here and 5/8 here. Well, what is 5/8 plus 5/8? 10/8. Very good. Now I have an answer over here of 5 and 10/8. What is something that you notice that we know? We better change that. I have an improper fraction in my mixed number. Whoops. So let's go ahead and number bond this out. 10/8. Well, I know I need 8/8 to make one whole. How many eighths would be left over? 2/8. Very good. So now I have 5 plus 1 and 2/8. Very good. If I want to go ahead and take that to the next step, 5 plus 1 and 2/8 is equal to 6 and 2/8. So 2 and 5/8 plus 3 and 5/8 is equal to 5 and 10/8, which is actually 6 and 2/8. I know that sounds like a lot of steps, but what it's really doing, boys and girls, is taking everything you've learned over this unit and kind of putting it all together, okay? I will show you that that's going to happen down here on these bottom 3 questions on your problem set. Number A, they've already kind of helped you get to the 3 and the 6/5. So now you're going to have to take that 6/5, do the number bond, and figure out the answer in mixed number form. Please try not to leave this improper fraction in your mixed number. Do your number bond and get the actual mixed number that it should be. As always, boys and girls, if you have any questions at any time, reach out to your homeroom teacher. We're here to help you. But you're doing awesome. Keep up the great work.